What do you say we get these finals underway? Once again, I have reached the finals. It's the Gen 7 Random Battle Tournament, and it's time for another rematch. I lost to Floorwalker in round 3 in Swiss of this tournament, which was my first loss in 3 tournaments' time. Now, it's time to get him back and win. Or will Floorwalker beat me again, just like how I backfired twice in this tournament? And will Floorwalker be the first new champion since Flash Silver in the second tournament? Let's get started. Halucha on my side, I have the Nacho Libre, they have Omastar, so that's a nice start. Sword Dance for Halucha. I decided to go with Acrobatics. I think this is a speed increasing berry on Halucha, that's probably what it was, but I decided to just go with Acrobatics after it takes some. Musharna comes in, I don't think Zato can do much there. They have another Psychic Tap in Shimeko. I just had Calm Mind with Musharna. They have Taunt, so that stopped my Calm Minds from happening. Making me drowsy, which I don't really like, but I do have Signal Beam, so that's going to do quite a lot of damage, over half. Unfortunately, they're not letting me take them out, although I do crit and almost take out the Zato. Unfortunately, Musharna sleeps. I believe I stay in here. They switched Chimeko again because they feel Chimeko is more useful. I think they switched Zato to make sure they survived. Chimeko heals a bit while I'm asleep. Uses Psychic. I wake up, throw in the Signal Beam, and that's enough. Chimeko is gone. And I'm at high HP, so that's looking good for me. Sylveon comes in. High special defense, not good for me, although their move, the Shadow Ball with my special defense doesn't really do much, and I have Psyshock. That is why you use Psyshock, people, to get around things like Chansey, Florges, and Sylveon with their high special defense. Psyshock again, Sylveon gone, Musharna putting in the work. Omastar comes in, Shell Smash. Do they have a White Herb or something else? It is White Herb. Psyshock deals pretty good damage. It is my strongest move after all. Skull doesn't quite take me out, does burn me, but Synchronize burns them. Psyshock again, it is Gen 7, so it's only 1/16th instead of 1/8 of the damage. Ice Beam comes through, takes out Musharna, but the burn takes out Omastar. It is a 4-3 for me, they have a weak Zato. Air Slash takes out the Zato, that is 4-2. And before we continue something here, I believe that burn works in my favor. Yeah, so the burn that Omastar got on Musharna with Scald actually worked in my favor, because Musharna probably would have been taking out the next attack anyway, and I actually took out their Omastar, which was at high speed, high attack and special attack, so it was unfortunate for them. They send in Manectric against Swoobat, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna use an electric type move. So I'm going to switch to my water type, because I realized in this battle, I did not know this before, Seeking gets Lightning Rod! Aim for the horn! Except this one helps me, yes! So they instead just use Hidden Power, which I'm going to assume is Hidden Power Grass, because it is super effective. I use Drill Run. Unfortunately, it doesn't do as much damage as I would have hoped, and Lightning Rod does only increase special attack on a physical, which would have helped me out in this position. Without the crits happening early on, and the Intimidates, that didn't really help me out, and they did take out the Seeking. They have a full Corona, it is, what was it, 3v2, they have a critical hit Fiery Dance, so this is looking bad, but I have an Imposter Ditto, so now I get their stuff, and I Fiery Dance, and I get more things, and they use Hidden Power, I don't know why, and then I win the speed on that second one. Oh, they sliders at HP Rock, that must have been why. I still have the speed from the last one. And Ditto wins it. The Musharna put in a lot of work. Because believe it or not, my team did not have a single physical attack on it, so I had no way of dealing with the Calm Mind outright after losing Taunt. Wow. I suppose that is possible. Okay, so Musharna put in a lot of work early on. Seeking did some nice work against the Manectric, and then Ditto copying the special attack boost from Volcarona and then getting another one itself. And the speed that Volcarona had was able to outspeed the Manectric and win the first game. So, just one more battle and I win another title. However, Floorwalker is not one to give up. Let's go to the second battle of this match. Aggron, Meowstic. So that's bound to be Mega. I switch to Tangrowth. It's Mega Aggron, sounds of pure steel to set a Stealth Rock. And Toxic on Tangrowth there. I do use Leech Seed, so I can get some of their HP. Cherim. Yeah, that's gonna stop the Sleep Powder. That's probably what they predicted. Or they predicted like a Grass move, potentially. As then in Typhlosion, does take 25%. It's, what's it? The Stealth Rock. But hey, Grass type have a strong point with the Sun at the same time as their biggest weakness. And as they say, it was a good idea in theory, but I make use of the Sun, the Fire power boosts, and take out the Cherim right there. I miss, unfortunately, against a Tornadus, which isn't nice. I do hit the second one, don't deal enough damage, do get the burn, and they U-turn, potentially predicting a switch. They could have taken me out. And with what looks like to be Life Orb damage, that means the next time they attack, that Tornadus is gone, and if I have something like, if I have Stealth Rock on the field, then that'll just take out the Tornadus upon switching, and would I have it? They use Vacuum Wave, unfortunately that doesn't take me out, so I just Fire Blast once more, deal good damage to them, and then Typhlosion is taken out. Meowstic comes back in, Psyshock, there we go. Nice offensive Meowstic there, Meowstic female. I like how they make the female the offensive one, I agree with that. U-turn to deal damage. Oh, Tornadus Regenerator, totally forgot about that. Often forget about Regenerator being a thing on Tornadus. Therian has it, Ho-Oh has it, Tangrowth has it, I think. I very often forget about that. I'm like, how does it have such high HP? Because I'm not sure if that was. I'm actually going to check before it was sent in. Yeah, it says 3% burn, even though I believe it heals upon switching out. But it's not, I suppose, public knowledge what the ability is. So until it switches in with the higher HP, it's not known that it has Regenerator, unless, like, I suppose it's regenerates is its only ability. But to keep consistency throughout the entire simulator of Pokemon Showdown, I feel it does make sense that the increased HP isn't shown. But sometimes, like, I like to check back like this, like how many, like, what is its status? How much HP did it have again? I like to do that. Otherwise, I'd write it down if it was like a real life game. But I'm like, yeah, that's 3%. I can work with this if I have like a priority move later in the team. But then they come in with more power. And this is actually where Floorwalker realized, potentially again, that the levels are different in random battle, because quite a few people didn't actually realize that. Levels are different, it depends on your total base stats. So something like Caterpie will be really high up, and something like Mewtwo will be a lower level. Mothim does get hurt quite a lot there by the Stealth Rock. With Life Orb does take out the Aggron, which is nice. Frost Rotom. Volt Switch is enough to take out the Mothim. They switch out. Tornadus just comes back in, has healed some more. Machamp. Ice Sponge doesn't do as much damage. Do I switch back to Tangrowth? Nope, close combat doesn't take him out, does lower my defenses. And I'm confused, I just have to get through this, otherwise it's gonna be extremely difficult. Nope, I decide to switch. Block their Bullet Punch. Do take some damage from Toxic, unfortunately. A Dynamic Punch hit me hard with a critical hit. Sleep Powder puts Machamp to sleep, but what now? Toxic damage some more. This Tangrowth must have Regenerator as well, I would assume. So Tornadus comes back in, has healed again. So hey, that burn and that 3% HP, that U-turn on that is even more useful because of that. Socket's taken out by Air, so this is looking very good for Floorwalk to make the game equal again. I said in my final Pokemon Tyrantrum, I can deal good damage now. They're probably predicting like a Dragon Dance. Let's see, what's all the text here? I thought last time we met that you were scarfed. It's mostly because you were trying to understand that it's called that. They probably expected Sock to be scarfed. That's what they're referring to. I forgot Stealth Rock was in play. I intended to use my sturdy, but I was gonna say, well, why wasn't there no sturdy? But then I wasn't taking to 1 HP anyway. Okay. Oh, that's how. Okay, now that does make more sense. Yeah. I assumed it was sturdy. They assumed it was Choice Scarf. So in this sense, it was an unintentional bluff. Champ is asleep. Outrage on them. What can Rotom Frost do? It's on its own, but it's 100 HP. Burns the Tyrantrum. Lumberry, though. Do I hit? Outrage. Large damage. Taunt wore off. Blizzard takes me out. I needed one more Outrage. No, I needed the miss, and now Tangrowth comes in. If this is another Blizzard. No, they sub. They sub to stop the Sleep Powder in case they would miss. Very well played there by Florok, which also stalls another turn for Toxic. They Blizzard, and Tangrowth is down. So that was a nice and close finish to that battle. They played really well with the Regenerate ability on Tornadus, used the Pokemon well, and they take the match to 1-1, which means it is time for the final game, the final battle to decide the championship. Who will win the Gen 7 Random Battle Tournament? Is it Floorwalker or is it Alka 193? Gastrodon West Sea, the worst of the two Gastrodons, because EC is all the way awesome. The battle to decide the championship will now commence. It seems that, judging from this, we actually had a different final battle, and that's also referring to the once again, but they caught early on in the battle that they had an Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon Pokemon, it seems like, and I asked before the match started, for the first battle, that we would restart, so we did that. Aragon, I used knockoff, but as I could expect, that's Mega. They used that last time as well. If that's the same set, I don't know. I have another fossil Pokemon, this time it's Aurorus. That's really weak to Steel though, so I don't intend to stay in Illumise. Let's see what Illumise can do. You don't really see that often in competitive play. They switch to Gastrodon. I Encore yet to potentially force them to switch or help me switch to something good. Well, they can't do much. Bug Buzz doesn't do much damage, although the special defense drop is going to help. I don't get burned. I do get damage from heal though, but I leftovers that back. Bug Buzz, more damage now thanks to that special defense drop. They recover. Heal stops, we both heal. I Encore them into recover. So they do heal, but I get to switch potentially into something that can do well. Oh, Freeze Dry! Freeze Dry! This must have been Freeze Dry, that's why I switched, right? They switch again. Okay. What? What happened? I need to make sure. Okay, so I switched into Aurorus because I wanted to use Freeze Dry against Gastrodon, but they switched out Gastrodon to immediately get rid of that Encore into Lugia. But then they switched back into Gastrodon because they didn't want their Lugia to be hit by like some huge Psychic move. But I used Thunder Wave to try and make that, but then I was like, okay, they're sending Gastrodon. I'll just use Freeze Dry. Unfortunately, it doesn't take him out, and I get crit with Scald. I don't get burned, which is nice. I Blizzard in case they switch. Freeze Dry is good enough. What's quite risky actually with Blizzard, because it can't miss, because Hail. Never mind. They send in Raikou. I decide to send in Kyurem. Raikou with Calm Mind. They also have a Lugia setup, so this is already very dangerous. They Aura Sphere. Sure, I have one Pokemon lead. This is not looking too good. Outrage. Doesn't take him out. Nice, fast, and powerful Raikou with a crit kill on the Kyurem. They do have Life Orb. Potentially I can make use of that. No, Sucker Punch Skuntank is what I need. Raikou is gone. They send an Aggron. I Fire Blast, which is a very nice move from the Skuntank. Oh yeah. Let's see what we have here. Zorikaven. Oh, that's Flash Silver. I didn't realize Flash Silver was in this. Hi, Flash Silver. It's like, wait, Falls? That's not Floorwalker. Wait, what? Yeah. Okay, so Flash Silver is in this. Fire Blast working out really well for Skuntank. Doesn't quite take out the Aggron, but Aggron doesn't take me out with Earthquake either. So I just finish up with Crunch. I felt that was good enough. Higher chance of that happening. Crunch taking it out, even though they had high defense, than me hitting the Fire Blast. Went with it and it worked out. I sent an Illumise. Decided to set up Tailwind. I feel that's the best thing to do instead of the Bug Buzz. Their Lugia is still high up. With the Tailwind, I might be able to make it work. A third legendary on their side with Mesprit. I use Blizzard. They take some damage. Do I get a crit? Do I get a freeze? Both would be really useful. They are waiting for Tailwind for Tailwind to be gone. And then they can make use of their other Pokemon. I do take out Mesprit with help of that Tailwind. So it's a 3-2 lead for me. Palisand comes in, that's slow. Don't quite take it out. The Earth Auroras is down, but the Hail is going to take out the Palisand. So it's their Lugia against Escavalier, and one other thing, it's Blaziken. It is Blaziken. No Tailwind there. But I survived the Aeroblast. Knockoff doesn't actually do much. I Speed Boost though. Flare Blitz doesn't quite do it. I get taken out. Escavalier's the only one. It's Lugia left. It's an Aeroblast. They're gonna roost. I Mega Horn. It's super effective. It's a crit! And the victory! There we go! I did not think after the end, there are 3 legendaries, that I would get it. The Tailwind definitely helped with the Auroras going before Mesprit, so that was a good move on my part. Mega Horn was the best move I had with the Escavalier. It was somewhat risky. I had Iron Head on the Pokemon, but Escavalier I'm pretty sure is slow, so Lugia would have gone first anyway. So I thought I just need to hit, hope I don't miss with Mega Horn, and just hit with as much power as I can. And then they roost to heal up, which does make sense. But with them losing their flying type for that specific turn in the battle, they were pure psychic for that turn, which meant they were actually weak to Mega Horn, and they didn't have their flying type to resist it, which would have made it neutral damage. I get a super effective hit with Mega Horn, so that Roost actually worked against them, and then I get the luck of the critical hit. Like, it's me with crits in important moments. It happened again. They do believe that the crit mattered. They didn't consider the side effects of Roost, but yeah. Here they ask, like, when are you going to start uploads for this tournament? Yeah, I was behind then. I'm still behind now. This is the end of the 5th tournament, and it's currently the 11th of February as I'm recording this, and tomorrow on the 12th, the 8th tournament is starting. So I still have 2 tournaments to catch up, so I'm probably not going to be able to do a video every day. I'm going to try and do it very regularly, though. I do want to catch up. One, because being behind feels bad, but also in case like all the replays have been are wiped, which has happened once before when we were around tournament 1 or 2, I think. I don't want to have that happen to me, so 2 more tournaments to go. I will see you all in the next tournament. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be a very exciting one. It's going to be a cool and special tournament with new, interesting strategies and restrictions. It's going to be fun. I'll see you all there. Until then.